The following program is being presented to you by a community producer. The statements, views, and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of ALC-TV or the City of Avon Lake.
Well, the history of the Avon Lake City Schools Foundation is very unique and exciting. Back in 1982, there was an initiative from the Lorain County Schools supervisor of curriculum who thought it might be really interesting to have a school endowment that could provide additional funding to schools that the normally funded curriculum couldn't provide. And so he began this conversation with the Community Foundation of Lorain County. And before we knew it, the Avon Lake City Schools was interested in the process. There was some strategic planning going on within the district around that time. And we became actively involved in developing a foundation for the Avon Lake City Schools. And Dr. Clayton Dusick was a strong proponent in that. And so in 1986, the Avon Lake City Schools Foundation was officially formed, and by 1989 we were able to have some funding. We were able to create two endowment funds. One is a general fund and the other one is a fine arts fund. The fine arts fund grew thanks to a matching grant from the Stocker Foundation. And so today we have two very healthy endowments that are part of the Avon Lake City Schools Foundation, and we use a percentage of the interest from those funds to help fund educational enrichment grants to the district. And the remainder of the interest that's earned is put back into the funds so that it's a gift that keeps on giving. The mission of the Avon Lake City Schools Foundation is to provide an ongoing source of grant funding to the district for educational enrichment opportunities that would not normally be covered by the standard budget.
Our mission is to provide those funds for those teachers to do innovative projects with their children. So it covers all areas. It covers children with special needs, it covers children with exceptional study skills. So we provide lots of grants over a very wide spectrum, and almost every student within the City of Avon Lake benefits from some sort of these grants at some point in time in their school lives. Our grants are funded through the Lorain County Community Foundation, the interest that we get off of our basis on that. Also, we have several fundraisers throughout the year. At the beginning of the school year, we have the Back to School campaign. We have the 10 campaign, which usually has, the monies for that are usually set aside for a specific thing. The last few years it's been for technology, and that's all decided at the beginning of, at the end of the year in May when we do our major grants. So we grant funds in May for the following school year, and then there's a couple times throughout the year in October and January we do what we call mini grants and provide monies for those grants that the teachers put forward to us that meet our qualifications.
And then we also in the fall have the Back to School 5K, which Rob Schofield, one of our trustees and also a teacher at the high school, has done. This was our third year, and it continues to grow, and we want families and community members, people outside the community, to join us and enjoy the day through the woods. Totally, we've given close to 340 grants since we began, and then probably close to 30 scholarships. And the grants touched every school within the district. And we even had a grant that was sort of a collaboration between the district and the Avon Lake Public Library through Jerry Vogel, who created a coding club.
So some of the grants that we have funded this school year, 2017-2018, we had an introduction to your instrument night for at Troy School, so for students who are just learning and getting their instruments. We funded musical instruments for one of the elementary schools. We funded scooters for one of the phys ed teachers. He said that it was highly successful. He goes, even the parents wanted to try those out. A welcome wagon at one of the elementary schools for students who are moving into the system. This was the students themselves on their student council thought of this idea and thought that was, so we supported that. Wobble seats and standing desks we've been funding, so those are for children who have a hard time just sitting still. It gives them a little bit of an outlet for their energy, but it helps them also focus, and also for students who have special needs for their core, sitting on those wobble seats helps strengthen their core muscles.
There was the Osmos technology grant that would impact all the elementary schools, using technology to the kids would be able to move things around using all their senses on a table, but then it would be integrated into the screen, so they were learning some virtual techniques, but combining all the senses with technology. Mrs. Bombach has put forth a grant that will take place in the spring. It's about, look, let's see what's hatching, and it's she's bringing eggs from her farm, and we helped purchase an incubator so that the kindergarten students could see the eggs hatch and learn about life cycle. And the baby chicks will actually go back to her farm and lay eggs, and so that's pretty exciting.
I'd like to speak to one particularly that really affected me, and that was in 2016. We were able to give over $400 to Vicki Tomlin, who is a teacher at the high school for the learning disabled kids. And she has set up a coffee cafe. And in this, the kids will take orders for coffee at the high school. They will fill those orders. They will deliver the orders. They'll make change if they have to. And it's been a very good learning experience, and I think the kids are really online. When I was subbing for Mrs. Tomlin, I was really impressed with the kids. Those kids are special, those learning disabled kids. They are special. They have a capacity to love and a need for that love coming back, and they want to be involved and do things. And I think she has really tapped into something there where they feel a part of their school and they're beyond the closed classroom. They're out doing things in the school environment. Very happy with that program.
During our 30th anniversary celebration, which was last year, the foundation initiated a recognition for all of the grant recipients called the Gold Star Balloon Recognition. And so we deliver in February Gold Star balloons to anyone who has received a grant from the foundation.
Because of our teachers have been so innovative, we'd like to recognize the teachers who have brought things in and started these programs. And a lot of them are actually programs that start out and then get carried on and picked up by the school system and get carried through. So we like to recognize those teachers, and we deliver, we surprise them on a day in their school and bring them a gold star and tell their students why their teacher is so special.
And we would present the teacher with the balloon. That the kids were excited about that, to see their teachers get something. And we explained to the teacher that we were giving them this fund, these monies that would help them in their classroom. And I think the kids were really excited about that. They engaged in applause to the teachers. We took some pictures of the kids and the teachers, and the principals stayed right with us. They took time out of their busy day to help us out. So it was nice to see the inside of the schools. Oftentimes our board members are somewhat isolated from seeing the actual imprint that we're making. So it was exciting for me to get in on that Gold Star balloon.
So education enrichment is very important because it goes beyond the basic school curriculum. So it enhances what they get. Students with special needs get more attention, they get the supplies they need to improve their fine motor coordination or their gross motor coordination. It helps other students with special needs learn living skills, cooking, working in an office, things like that. Advanced students get to go further in their education and go dig deeper into other studies.
Educational enrichment has an added value to learning in the community, not only academically, but also in terms of how students develop their emotional intelligence, social intelligence, and how that all translates into sparking new passions, igniting new ideas and ways of thinking and ways of looking at situations. And one of the things that we see is just the incredible enthusiasm by having something unique and different that maybe will ignite something new that a student would like to learn more about. And so by exposing them to things that go beyond what the normal curriculum might offer, we are just so delighted to see that excitement about learning and to support our teachers and parents and community members who see an area that might need some piloting to kind of ignite new passions and interests. Well, as we go forward, one of the things that we really hope is that the community takes advantage of opportunities to join our movement of enriching excellence and helping the youth of our community find their dreams and their passions and become their best selves. And so there are a lot of different ways in which you can help.
So if you want to get involved, we're always looking for new members to the Avon Lake City Schools Foundation. You can send a letter of interest or email us at the Avon Lake City Schools Foundation in the school website. We have a link there if you'd like to get involved. We are always looking for new people, new ideas. And if the ways you can support is to donate directly to the Avon Lake City Schools Foundation. We do have two parts of our foundation. We have our grants, we have arts and then general fund. We have an art fund and a general fund. So the arts fund helps art, obviously art, music, and then the other general fund supports everything else. So you can donate to either one or to both.
And if you would ever be interested in becoming involved as a friend, helping on task-specific projects, or even considering joining the School Foundation Board, we're always interested in talking with people and exploring whether that might be something that would be a good fit.
I would like to thank the community for the past contributions they have made to us. I'm not sure that every person who contributes gets some feedback on that. But I would like to say to the community at large, thank you for supporting us. I hope you'll continue to support us, be involved at whatever level you can, and just thanks for thinking of Avon Lake kids. I appreciate that. As a father, as a former teacher, and as a board member, I know that a good community produces good schools.
The preceding program was presented to you by a community producer. The statements, views, and opinions expressed were not necessarily those of ALC TV or the City of Avon Lake.